Hey, what's up, guys and gals? It's Johnzedge here, and today I'll be discussing the truth about the hellhole that Mark Thomas recently dragged me into. So if you didn't know, which you should if you follow him on Twitter, he quote-unquote exposed me for saying really hateful things to him, such as his parents who divorced him when he was younger and how his father left him because he never truly loved him. He then decided the best way to retaliate was to actually leak my personal email address and my last name for thousands of his Twitter followers to see. In the email response from Mark, he also threatened to take legal action against me for harassment. Sounds quite pathetic, doesn't it? Anyways, allow me to explain. You see, he's basically pulling the victim card. He talks shit to another person over the internet, but if he gets roasted back, especially in an extremely non-remorseful manner, he'll go out of his way to boast about it on Twitter and act like he never did anything wrong and that he's the true victim here, when in all actuality, he really isn't. Sounds awfully familiar, right? Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. Why manipulate your fangirls, Mark? What have they ever done to you? Also, right, he legitimately got so triggered to the point to where it stroked his ego and caused him to make insanely unnecessary posts on Twitter that clearly showed that he was acting completely out of character for all the wrong reasons at the time. Now, it's time for me to expose Mark for being a content thief. That's right, a content thief. Yes, you heard it here, folks. I'm gonna expose Mark Thomas and reveal to you all who he truly is. Okay, I'm just gonna shut up now and explain how it all started from start to finish. So about 2 months ago, I issued a takedown notice on his video, People's Reactions vs. Mine, which included some of my content such as the Familiar Faces Vine. The reason why I issued a takedown on his video was not just because it had some of my content in it, but because he claimed the work to be his own and even made legitimate ad revenue from it. My content being exploited by a larger channel to make profit. How sad and pathetic can you possibly fucking be? Anyways, the same day I issued the takedown notice, he commented on my Roses X All-Star mashup with this: "Hey, fuck you for taking my video down." This is what started it all. I then relentlessly flamed him back from response to response. He then responded with this: "LMAO, you're a nobody. Trust me. Don't mess with me. You'll regret it, bitch." Wow, quite edgy if you ask me, kiddo. Shortly after, one of his quote-unquote fangirls saw his first two responses and said this: "Mark, are you really doing this right now? It's gonna get all over Instagram. I mean, I love you, but this is not the real you." Okay, first of all, Rose, you shouldn't love him. He's the literal human equivalent to Satan. He's even worse than Hillary Clinton. So anyways, I then made fun of him for how triggered he was, and this was his final response: "LMAO, so you're making fun of a girl on her period, or menstrual cycle, to be specific. Saying I'm pissy and mad. Nah, you're just stupid as fuck, kid. Get the fuck out." What I find absolutely hilarious about this is how he has the nerves to call me stupid, although he clearly lacks the brain cells to actually use real words instead of abbreviations. I mean, Mark, you put up this facade for all of your fans, but behind that act that you put up, you're a real jerk. You need to rethink how you treat people, because someday you're going to mess with the wrong person and potentially get your ass beat or possibly even murdered. Leafy already roasted you. You're just making your reputation even worse. You just say shit without giving any forethought prior to doing so. I also just realized the condom broke when his family had him. Also, his birth certificate was an apology from the condom factory. So there you go, everyone. That's how it started. This was everything that happened from start to finish. This is why I quote-unquote harassed him via email and Twitter DMs. And remember, kids, musically is not a talent. And don't be like Mark. How about we start the hashtags Mark has no talent and hashtag Stop Mark Thomas 2016. Also, if you're watching this, Mark, I hope you get terminal cancer and die in a hole. Peace, everyone.